Hello, everyone. My name is Dalton Curry, and I'm a manager of global product management at Lumen Technologies. Today, we're going to demo Zoom as a UCaaS or Unified Communication as a Service application. Many of you might have heard of Zoom for their world-class video meeting solution, but the platform has so much more to offer with an integrated chat, world-class phone with cloud PBX capabilities, persistent whiteboard, and so much more. Lumen offers options for customers to purchase Zoom licenses under our Lumen Solutions for Zoom portfolio. Here is the desktop application. Along the top bar, we have several icons that let end users navigate between the different options: home, chat, phone, meetings, contacts, apps, and whiteboards. The home section is the landing page with quick access to do common things like see quick meetings that you have scheduled on your calendar, be able to quickly start that or join that particular session. You also have the option to start an ad hoc meeting if you need to, and you can use your personal meeting ID or just start one that's generated randomly. You also have the option to join a quick section by clicking the join option and entering in that individual's personal link name or meeting ID. You can also quickly schedule a meeting if you need to on the fly by clicking the schedule meeting, filling in the topic and information, and then clicking schedule or save at the bottom. You also have the option to click share screen. So if you were in a Zoom room, enter in the meeting ID to join and begin sharing your screen during that session. The next option within the Zoom client is the chat. Chats are a great way to quickly communicate and collaborate with your coworkers. I have a group chat starting with our marketing team and our developers. When I click on this member list up here at the top, it'll tell me exactly who's in this room and who I'm communicating with. I shot Mark from marketing a note to send back the enablement services video link inside our group chat. Mark, all he has to do is send a quick note back. It shows it underneath my specific response. You can see it here. I can then quickly click on links if I have to. So here's an option for our channel. It'll open up in a separate browser window. Our Lumen dev team has responded in chat. I also have the capability, if I needed to send something back to Mark, I could go and take a quick screenshot, either clipping it directly from my specific chat window or maybe from a different application. I can format my text differently. So if I'm typing out something and need to make it a heading, right, and then have individual items between that, I'm actually telling the team about something we launched, I could do that. I can also create lists. I can indent and change it to quotes. I can provide links like Mark did. I also have the option at the top to actually send through a file. So in this case, if I needed to upload something from Dropbox, OneDrive, Google, Box, or SharePoint, or even my own PC, I could do that. I then have an option to record a voice message. So in this case, if I wanted to have something and I was on the go for the team to listen to later, I could do that. Same thing with a video message. I would have that capability and it would post it directly in the chat. Maybe I'm really excited for what Mark said, so I want to use some emojis. I can do that, pacing it, making it fun in corporate environment. I can also have the capability on Mark's individual option to actually click the emoji icon and give him the thumbs up for the great video. The next option users have inside Zoom is the phone section. As you notice, I have a red icon up here at the top, meaning that I've missed a call. So if I click on my call history on the left, you'll notice that I missed it earlier today. I have the capability of quickly calling that number that I missed back, or in this case, I may actually, clear my call history if I need to. The next option over is my voicemail. In this case, I already have a voicemail today from the person I missed a call from. Inside this voicemail, it quickly transcribes that voicemail and what this person is asking. In this case, I have the option again to call that number back, or I can listen or play this particular voicemail. If I've already read it or addressed it, I have the capability to go through and delete it, or I could save it offline for later. From here, looks like I'm getting an incoming call directly from a number from our dev team. So in this case, I can actually accept this call. Now I'm talking with our Lumen dev team. Maybe it's a capability where I actually need to go and add someone else to this particular call to help address this particular person's need. In this case, I can click the add call button. I can enter in a name or phone number of somebody like a teammate to then transfer that call. maybe I don't need to do that, right? So there's an option where I can actually transfer it, either same thing, warm, or to another phone number. So in this case, I'm going to transfer it over to our customer service line. And you can click the transfer option. When you do this, you have the option of either doing a warm transfer, which is I'm speaking to that person before transferring it, a blind transfer, which means that I just completely drop the call. So one of the use cases might be that this particular person has to type in some kind of auto attendant responses, or some kind of routing response, like 2 for sales, 3 for marketing, things like that. Or I can transfer someone's voicemail if I know if that person or agent is out of the office. I have all of those as capabilities. The other option I have, if I go back to the call really quick, is I can actually escalate this call directly to a meeting. So in this case, maybe I'm talking to this individual and want to collaborate and share our screens. Right now, I'm just a point-to-point call, but if I need to, I can quickly escalate that to a full-blown Zoom meeting. In this case, if I just bring this guy over, here's my Zoom session. It's dragged both our calls, so the one that we have with me as the host, right, where I was talking to this person, and this individual from who was on the phone with me. They're now both in the session. I can share screen, record, access maybe our whiteboard, things like that. I'm going to go ahead and end this meeting. As you notice, it dropped our phone call, but if I look at the history, you can see it right there. There's our history of our recent call. Next tab we have along the top is our Zoom meetings icon. From here, we can see all of our meetings that are scheduled for today, maybe even in the future. We also have a listing of our recurring meetings, as well as our meetings that may start. So for example, this meeting is starting now, right? Or this one is later today. I have the option directly from the screen to actually click on the start. In this case, it would start this meeting now. I could copy the invitation if I need to quickly send it in IM to someone, or edit the meeting in case I need to change anything about this particular session. I could do that directly from the Meetings tab. I also have an option to see my recorded meetings. In this case, I can quickly view that recording by clicking on the view link. It'll launch the website with that recording available to me and have the transcript from there. So in this case, I'll be able to see everything that was pre-recorded. Anything that's password protected, I can then see it to show that particular password. I also have the option to copy the recording info and send it to someone else, or share it. So in case that I have colleagues that need to view that recording, I can do it. The last option I have from the meeting section is actually scheduling a meeting. In this case, I can schedule directly from the client. All you have to do is fill out information about this particular session, including the topic, the date and time, whether I want to make it a recurring meeting or not. You can generate that meeting ID automatically in case you had external participants that were invited to the session. If you have it's an internal only meeting and you're meeting with the same people, you can use your personal meeting ID if you want. It's static, it never changes, so it's easy to remember. You can also have security features added to your session. So in this case, you can actually have a passcode so that only users who have the invite link or that specific passcode would be able to join the session. Maybe you want to enable a waiting room so that only those users that are admitted by you as the host can join that session, so that in case that link was forwarded out to a number of people and you don't know all of those individuals, you could have that waiting room be there as the blocker so they're not directly inside your meeting and Zoom bombing it. The last option you have is you can only allow authenticated users to join. So in this case, everyone have to sign into their Zoom app in order to join your session. It's really to make it kind of an internal only meeting. You also have the functionality to go through and turn video on. Me personally, I like to allow the option for participants and hosts to have video in case they want to leave it on or off. In this case, if you leave it off, you actually have to end the session before you can turn on video again. So make sure you have that set appropriately. This audio section allows for you to go through and have both telephone or computer audio as options, or a combination thereof. If you wanted to have telephone options, like having dial-in from certain countries, you can select it from the list. And in this case, it will allow for those numbers to be displayed in the invite. Under the advanced options, you have the capability to go through and allow participants to join anytime. So in this case, instead of waiting until the meeting actually starts, or during that time you started the session, you could allow them to join early. You could enforce things like mute upon entry, which mutes all of them as they join the session, automatically recording this meeting. You could also approve or block entry for certain users from specific countries or regions, so preventing those bad actors from joining your session. And maybe, you need someone to run the session for you or start it because you're running late. You can always have an alternate host, which would then be given that role inside the session to start. The next section I want to talk about is the apps. Zoom has over 2,000 apps in the Zoom marketplace, from things like productivity enhancements to options to integrate into existing workflows, or even integrations with apps that customers may use every single day. The Zoom app marketplace really has something for everyone. All you have to do is click on that particular app, authorize it, and then from there, once you've added it, you can integrate it directly into your meeting. The last option we're going to talk about inside the Zoom app is the Zoom whiteboard. Zoom has a persistent whiteboard option for in-depth collaboration. To learn more and see an in-depth video of our demo of the Zoom whiteboard, visit our Lumen video playlist. If you are interested in additional details, navigate to lumen.com or use the link provided below to learn more about the Lumen Solutions for Zoom.